Hello, I'm Abby.
And I'm Melissa, and we're going to show you how to graph a cosine function and find its equation.
Before you start graphing, you need to find the data set. We chose the phases of the moon.
We labeled the axis in the days in January and the y-axis percent in moon. Now we need to find the equation.
To make an equation for the graph, we need to find the amplitude, period, phase shift, and vertical shift.
The amplitude is half the distance between the maximum and minimum. So you'll have 1 minus 0 divided by 2, and that equals 0.5.
The period is how long it takes for the graph to go through one cycle. And so if it starts here, it doesn't hit that point till right here again, and that takes 31. So our period is going to be 31.
The phase shift is how much the graph moved horizontally from the original cosine graph. So the top of the point used to be 1, but now it is at 27, so the phase shift is 27.
So it used to be at the 1 right here, and it's shifted over
to 27.
The vertical shift is how much the graph has moved vertically from the original cosine graph. Originally, the x-axis went straight through the middle point right here. But now the middle point is 0.5 above the x-axis. So our vertical shift is 0.5.
Now we have all the information to find A, B, H, and K. To find for your B, you have to take the absolute value of your amplitude. So you'll take the absolute value of 0.5, which equals 0.5.
And to find the A, we know that our period is already 31. So we have 31 equals 2 pi times the absolute value of A right here. So if we divide each side by 2 pi, we get A equals 31 divided by 2 pi.
To find H, you need to pretty much just take the original number you got for your phase shift. So you get 27.
And K is whatever your vertical shift was, so we got 0.5, so K is going to be 0.5. And now you just have to plug them into the equation.
Now we'll plug in all of our variables. So you'll have y minus 0.5 over 0.5 equals cosine of x minus 27 over 31 over 2 pi.
And now, instead of having this 31 over 2 pi in the denominator, this is the same thing as taking all of this times the reciprocal of 2 pi over 31. This is going to be the same thing as cosine 2 pi over 31 times x minus 27. And now we're trying to get on this side y all by itself. So you multiply this side times 0.5. The 5's cancel. And multiply this side times 0.5. So y minus 0.5 equals all of this times 0.5. And now we want to get this 0.5 out of the y side, so we're going to add 0.5 to both sides now. So plus 0.5 plus point, which she put up there. Now for our final equation, we are going to have y equals cosine 31 over 2 pi times x minus 27 plus 0.5 all times 0.5.
So now we plug in our variables into our equation, and our equation is the theorem. And for k, we had 0.5, b, we had 0.5 also. Then we had cosine of x minus 27, which was 8, all divided by a, which was 31 over 2 pi.
And now, since we can't have a fraction in the denominator, we take the reciprocal of this 31 over 2 pi and multiply it times the x minus 27. And so we distributed that through and got this right here. 2 pi over 31x minus pi over 31. And now we want to get the y all by itself, so we multiply it by 0.5 on both sides. And we also add 0.5 to both sides, so the y will be all by itself.
So our final equation would be y equals 0.5 cosine 2 pi over 31x minus pi over 31 plus 0.5.